Coach Wheeler, can you tell us how to cope with narcissistic behavior?
Wow, how to deal with narcissistic behavior, narcissistic people. That's a tricky one. It's tricky because narcissists are tricky. And and I think if you come into contact with that, you really have to ask yourself what is it they want from you, because they normally want, it's all about them, it's all about what they need, what they want, and how they get that from you. And there are some varying types of narcissists. um, Narcissists can be really charming, they can be great actors, they can be almost have two sides to their personality, and they will almost do whatever they need to get what they want. So sometimes they're really charming, and they can play to your ego, they can hype you up, they can make you feel good, and that then makes you feel good because they say nice things and they want things from you, and then they twist it around and almost attack you or put things on you, or their toxic behavior can really put you down. And it can almost go the other way, where then when they put you down, you kind of feel like you want that attention again when they were charming to you, because you kind of think, well, what did I do wrong? I want their acceptance. I like it when they were nice to me. And normally they have a section of power, so it could be a parent, a partner, a teacher or a boss, someone that's in charge of you, someone that you look up to, or someone that has a little bit of power over you, someone that you might be in love with. It can have lots of different things. So when they use that charm to get what they want from you, they kind of dismiss you and wipe you aside, and then you find yourself chasing to get them back, or to get that attention back. And then also you can have narcissists that can be, they're all very controlling, and it's always about them. They'll always somehow twist it around that you did something wrong. It was what you said, it's what you did, it's how you said it, and it's almost nothing you can do is ever right. And they can also be great actors, where they will almost put on this display or this act where you kind of think, no, they are good people, they are worthy, they are honest, they are true, and you almost kind of self-doubt yourself, and then they do something just to kind of blow everything out the water, and you're almost shocked by it. It's like, wow, did they actually just do that? So narcissism is a very tricky one, and we all have a little bit of a narcissist in us because of the things we want for ourselves. So don't get it mixed up that sometimes you'll listen to things and you think, well, maybe I'm a narcissist. Maybe I do some of those things, and we do. Sometimes we have those traits, but it's when you abuse that and you ruin people and crush people, and you can get it on the extreme sides when people almost get fun out of it. They love to see that. That's their energy. That's their enjoyment. That's their sadistic, the side of it that they really love to put you under that pressure, to put you through that pain. And they're relentless with it. They won't care. They don't really seem to care. It seems to be that their only intent is to seem to play with you, almost like a cat toying with a mouse, sort of scratching it and playing with it, tormenting it, punishing it, really putting it under that pressure, and then almost letting it go, letting it be free, letting it run off, letting things are fine, and then going back to that punishment. And that's the same with the narcissist. They can be very toxic, and the ways to deal with it, this is obviously, I'm explaining to you what they're like and how they can manipulate you, and they can twist everything onto you and blame you, and it's all about you, but really it's all about them because it's what they want. But a way to deal with it, one solution is take away from them something they need. So you have to be quite strict and quite ruthless. And if there's something they get from you, or if there's something they need from you, you have to detach yourself from that, or take that away from them, and take yourself out of their scope and their range. And that might not be easy to do, because it might be a family member, it could be your partner, it might be, that's really tricky if it is. If it's a boss or a co-worker or something like that, it's a little bit easier, because you can try to deflect it, and it's a little bit difficult, I guess, to take things away from work. But you really have to consider your mental health, your well-being, and your sanity, because if you don't, they will destroy you and crush you. So you really need to think about changing jobs, or changing departments or moving to another sector or whatever it is that you do to try and get out of where you are. If it's a partner, that's a really tricky one. That is really difficult, because it will destroy you, But if it's a family member or if it's someone, a friend, then you really have to think about disconnecting ties with that person or limiting your time with them or, making it the least amount of time that they can punish you, crush you and get into your life. Distance yourself from them, pull away from them, give them a little bit less. Don't give them the things that they want because they'll enjoy that. They need that. They feed off that. So if you pull that back and rein it in and limit yourself to small amounts of time, then you can restrict yourself to becoming in contact with those narcissistic people. But yeah, it's a very toxic thing, and you find yourself on the other end of it. My advice is run a mile, get away from them, save yourself. I hope that helps. Look forward to more tips from Coach Wheeler. Peace.
Question.
Yes.
Do you think narcissistic person can change?
Do I think a narcissistic person can change? Wow, good question. I mean, the clinical literature and the things that I've read, no. I would say no. But as a mindset, purpose and life coach, I want to believe that anyone could change in any behaviour. So I would want to be, am I naively optimistic to think that we could change? I think if there's love involved, love is capable of many things. And I think also family, I think with work and things like that, it's clear cut. There's no reason for them to want to change. But if there's a big enough reason, I think anyone can change anything. So I wouldn't want to dismiss anyone. And I think if they sought the right help and they had a good, counsellor, therapist, coach, some professional that could help them with their values and their human needs and working together with their partner to really see the effect it has on them, I would like to say possibly they could, because like I said, I believe anyone can change anything. So, and maybe there's some trauma or something that they've not dealt with. There's a famous saying that said, pain that isn't transformed will almost always be transmitted. So if you don't transform your pain, you might transmit it. So maybe a narcissist is dealing with something they haven't yet dealt with and they're pushing that onto other people. That's a possibility. So can they change? I would like to believe they can. But some of them, they don't have a reason to change. They just can get away with what they want. They're almost like a spoiled child. The rich kid that's spoiled and got whatever that they want, and they just play with everyone. It's a game to everyone. So, through history and the clinical literature would say, no, they carry on being destructive. And even when they're faced with the most extreme punishments and people take things away and they lose relationships and positions of power, there's been government leaders and people in great positions of privilege and romances and love affairs and all these different things, and they still have that destructive behaviour. But there is a possibility they could change. But what I would say, don't leave yourself in that battle zone for too long. If you don't think they're going to change and you've tried and you've given it 6 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years, however long you've been with them, if you're in a relationship, you have to really ask yourself, how much punishment can you take? Because you're the one that suffers, not them. They're quite happy to carry on doing that. So you really have to ask yourself, can they change? Give them the chance to change, get the help they need to change, but put a time limit on it. Don't wait forever, because, otherwise you end up wasting your life in the pursuit of something that's not going to come. So that would be my answer. I hope that helps.